Hello YouTube, welcome to yet another demonstration video. Well, it was quite a while ago since I unboxed the cleaner behind me. In fact, it was on December the 21st, 2012. This is a Miele S8 Power Plus, and for some reason my unboxing video of this particular vacuum cleaner is my most popular upload. I would have thought the other ones of me dancing around naked with various vacuum cleaner attachments would have been more popular, but no. For some reason people seem to like seeing a Miele being unboxed, and I liked unboxing it, I must say. But anyway, enough of the unboxing, let's get on with a real test. How's it going to perform in your home? It's all very well being very nice to unbox, but is it going to pick up the dirt? That's what you want to know. And believe you me, hopefully by the end of this video you will know how this Miele S8 Power Plus vacuum cleaner performs. Well, it's the bottom of the line in the UK. I'm referring to the UK because that's where I live and this is where this machine was purchased. In your country there'll be other models similar to this available, and your bottom of the range might not be the same as this one. But in the UK currently this black model is the bottom of the Miele S8 range. It started at around £199.95 or 99, it's about £200, but it is now possible. Most places you can get it for about 170, or if you look hard enough, do a few searches, you can pick it up for a bit less than that. So even at £170 I would say it's good value. Although yes, it's the base model, it's the bottom of the range, it still shares many of the features of the S8 range and it's a very powerful machine. But anyway, I'll do a quick overview of the machine and its features, and then we'll do the regular performance tests. Okay, so here we have the Miele S8310 Power Plus cylinder vacuum cleaner. It's a 2200 watt bagged machine and it's made in Germany, as you'd expect from a premium brand like Miele. Now the S8 series replaces the S5 series. They've improved many aspects of the S5. It has a longer hose, a longer flex. It also has Miele's Comfort automatic cable rewind, which means you only have to touch this button once, either with your hand or your foot, and the cable will recoil. On the S5 series you had to keep your hand or foot constantly on the button, but with the S8 and also Miele's new S6, which is a more compact range, they all feature this comfort switch. So basically you press it once and it rewinds. It's a small change, but it is quite useful. While we're at the control panel, we'll just go through the features. Obviously I've shown you the comfort pedal. The other pedal here is to switch the machine on and off. Then you've got a minus and a plus button. These control the suction power of the machine. These can also be operated either with your hand or your foot, whichever you want to do. And when the machine's on, you can select the power level from a minimum low suction power right up to maximum. Now you will find on maximum power this machine is powerful. In fact, it's very unusual that you'd need to use it on maximum. I certainly haven't used it on maximum yet. The setting I tend to use most is this one, which, if you can just see there, that's supposed to be an ear. Now that's what Miele call the silence setting. What that basically means is the machine is operating at a lower wattage, it's also lower suction power and lower noise level, but Miele have determined really that this is the best setting to use for general day-to-day cleaning. So that's the setting I tend to use it on, but obviously you have other settings if you need lower power, which you will do for the likes of cleaning your curtains. And these, when the machine's turned on, these will illuminate to show you what setting you've got it on. Now inside here we have the cleaning tools stored neatly indoors. So you just press this little button here, the flap opens. We'll just take the hose off so we can see inside, and you have the standard cleaning tools you get with most Miele cylinder cleaners. You get the regular sort of upholstery nozzle, you use that for your upholstery and your stairs. You can use it on your curtains as well. You also get this soft dusting brush, and it's got an adjustable angle, so it depends on what, if you're cleaning up high or low, you can adjust the angle of that. But it always has to go, when you're storing it in the machine, you always have to have it, there's a little dot, I don't know if you can quite see that, and a line. So you need to make sure the dot is lined up there, otherwise it won't store away neatly inside the machine. And at the back here, we've got quite a short crevice tool. It's okay for most uses, but you can get longer tools available for Miele if you really need, if you've got, if you want to get right down the side of like your fridge or certain areas in your car. Miele do like a 30cm one. They also do a very long one as well, which is flexible, and it's ideal for cleaning in between your appliances in the kitchen. So that goes back on there like that. Let's pop it in. So that is your 3 cleaning tools, convenient, ready to hand, and they just store in that flap there. The other thing I've got to show you on the top of the machine, I can just put the machine here. We've got a bag check indicator. This will turn red as the bag fills. It's always best though to check the bag from time to time. Don't always rely on this, because it's only a guide really. It's not, I wouldn't take it as gospel. No bag fill indicator that I've used on any machine has been truly 100% efficient. It's a guide. But every couple of weeks or so, depending how often you use your machine, just open the bag door and just check on how full the bag is. Because you will find with Miele cleaners, especially if you use their genuine bags, you can fill them until they are very full, and you won't notice a drop in suction, so you might not think, oh, your bag's not full, it's still picking up. Always best to check. To access the bag, there's a little catch here, and then here the whole bag door opens, so you've got easy access. It's like opening up the bonnet of a car. Now this machine has been used, so this bag is fairly full already, but before I do the demonstration, I'm not going to put a new bag in, I'm leaving this bag in. So as you can see, that is not an empty bag. That is quite full. Some people might change the bag at that stage, but I mean, I know that there's quite a lot more wear in that bag, a lot more life. There is a little membrane here, a little collar that helps seal in the suction, and a catch here, a little flap, actually not a catch, as you can see there's real dirt in there. That does close when you open the bag door, obviously, so when you take that to the dustbin, it keeps the dust in, so it's a far more hygienic way of getting rid of your dirt. These high clean bags are multi-layered, and they will not let dust pass through them. You will find that the bag compartment remains clean, and like a lot of cleaners, fine dust can pass right through the dust bag, but on a Miele, if you use the genuine bags, the dust compartment stays clean, so that shows how effective the bag is at filtering. We also have a filter here at the back of the machine that protects the motor. So you've got the little lever there you pull, and as you can see, this machine has been used quite a bit. That is still spotlessly clean. So it just proves what a good job the bags do. This is the final filter. Now with Miele you have the option of having different filters. Because this is the base model, this is the air clean filter you get as standard. It's still a very good filter. Unless you've got terrible allergies, it's probably not necessary to upgrade. But you can upgrade if you have pets and want to reduce odours emitting from the machine. You can get an active air clean filter, which comes with a carbon layer which helps reduce the odours. Or the top filter is the active HEPA, which combines the carbon layer and a HEPA filtration system. Both the active air clean and the active HEPA do need replacing about once every year. With the air clean filter, providing you buy genuine Miele bags, you do actually get one of these in every pack of bags. So every time you've used a pack of 4 bags, just slip a new filter in and you're ready to go. Now this will be black, That's to be expected. That's not dust, that's carbon. Well, it is dust, but it's carbon dust produced by the motor. This is not dust that the machine's picked up. So that just stops the carbon dust emitting back into your home. But like I say, that's the standard filter you get with this machine. If you want to upgrade, you can do. Obviously, if you go for a model slightly higher up in the range, it will come, like the cat and dog version in the UK, it comes with the active air clean filter, and the top line models, similar to the S8 Unique, I think there's other models as well, come with the HEPA filter as standard. But you can upgrade whichever model you buy, or even downgrade if you want to. So that's the filter. And pop the bag back in. Like I say, I'm not going to put a new bag in for the demonstration because I'm going to put a lot of dirt down and I don't want to start a new bag. I might as well fill this to capacity and then put a new bag in after. But it'll just be a good demonstration to show you that the suction, despite the bag being full, will not drop noticeably. So that's the main cleaner. You have a carry handle here. It's very light as well. You've got 3 casters, very smooth running, 1 at the top here and 2 at the bottom. So the machine does follow you very easily as you're cleaning. It pulls along nice and easily. I think that's about everything I can show you on the machine itself. There is a bumper that goes round the circumference of the vacuum cleaner and comes up to the back here. One last thing to show you on the back is this parking bracket. I'll just demonstrate with the tools. So if you need to pause your cleaning to answer the door, or to stop baby from crying, or to answer the call of nature, you just pop the cleaning head into there and the machine will park, and then you just, when you want to continue cleaning, you just lift the nozzle out and start your vacuuming again. There is also on the side, both sides of the machine, here and here, a parking bracket. So this is when you're storing the cleaner away. What you can do, you can leave the hose on the machine and then you can just connect the tube and nozzle to the side of the machine like that. That's also useful if you're carrying the cleaner upstairs, so you can do it one-handedly. You don't have to hold the tube with one hand and the cleaner with the other. You can carry it with one hand because the tube is secure to either side, whichever side you want. If you're right or left-handed, that will be fine. While I'm on the nozzle, this is a standard floor head you get with this machine, with a setting for carpets and hard floors. So the carpet setting is illustrated here by a symbol of a rug, a fringed rug, and the hard floor setting shows a symbol of a parquet floor. On hard floors you have the brush down, so there's a brush at the front and it goes all the way around the back as well. There is a gap either side of the brush for the side suction channels, and obviously when you've got it on carpets the brush retracts into the head, so then you've got the smooth metal floor head actually against the carpet, and also you've got these litter pickers that help to pick up pet hairs and other difficult threads and fibres. So that's the floor head. It's very manoeuvrable. It swivels either side. This part moves up and down. Obviously that swivels. This whole thing moves. You've got a large roller on the back. That can be removed. You can actually take this part off. You can use a coin, undo that, take the roller off and clean it. If you've got lots of long-haired people or pets and you get some threads caught around the spindle, that comes out for easy cleaning. I've never had to do that myself, but that's an option for you. So that's your standard head. The hose you get, they have increased the length slightly on this hose compared to the S5s. So this is the end you pop into the machine. All you have to do, there's a little line here and also a corresponding line on the socket. So you just make sure that's lined up, press until it clicks, and to remove the hose you just squeeze the 2 switches, triggers either side, and the hose comes out. So that's that. And then you have the curved handle, which has a suction relief valve there. If you want to reduce suction temporarily, you can just open that and it introduces air into the hose, so it reduces suction at this end. So it saves you having to adjust the power. If you just need to reduce suction briefly, you open that. That's not something you'd use constantly because you tend to use the suction control on the cleaner, but you have that option there. It's a nice curve, so it shouldn't block. It's quite a nice smooth airflow, but you can actually easily take this handle off. There's a little I don't know what you call it, a switch, a trigger, a catch, whatever. Anyway, you squeeze those together and then you can take the handle off in case you get a blockage, and it just pushes back in. And it swivels as well, either side. It swivels on the handle side and it also swivels on the hose side, so it shouldn't get tangled up. The only other thing to show you get as standard with this machine, you get the Miele telescopic extension tube, so you can vary the length of it, so you can go for them full length and any setting in between. And obviously when you're storing it away, well, I tend to just have it in the lowest setting there for the most compact storage. So that's an overview of the vacuum cleaner. Now we're going to do a couple of tests, 2 or 3 tests on the machine, as I do with all my vacuum cleaner videos. First going to test it on the kitchen floor using the sort of things you'd find on your kitchen floor, and then we're going to give it quite a I'm not sure how it's going to cope, because it's the test I give these cleaners. It's mainly upright cleaners I've tested using this method, not a straight suction cleaner, so it'll be interesting to see if the Miele can cope with just suction alone, because it doesn't have the advantage of having a rotating brush like an upright. So it's a test I've never done, so we'll see how this machine performs. But first of all, we'll go over to the kitchen and see how the Miele S8 will clean hard floors. Well, here we are in the kitchen, and somebody has made a right old mess on my kitchen floor and trampled it in, look. Can you believe it? And yes, I know for any of you observant viewers, don't bother putting a comment in. Yes, the feet should actually be coming the other way. They should be walking away from the mess, not towards it. But anyway, that's just a minor hiccup. I'm sure you're not going to go mad over that. Perhaps you are, I don't know. Anyway, on this floor, for your viewing pleasure, is flour, couscous, sugar, rice and rolled oats. Pretty much the sort of thing you'd find spilt on the average kitchen floor after a particularly heavy baking session. So now we're going to use the Miele S8 Power Plus using its standard carpet and floor nozzle set on the hard floor setting. I'm going to go forward and back through the middle of this mess, and we'll see if it picks everything up. So I'm going to actually use the full power for this. It's probably not necessary, but I'm going to use the setting suggested by Miele, so I'm going for the hard floor setting, which is maximum. So I'll switch the machine on, turn up the power, and we'll give it a go. As you can see, on the forward pass it was fine, everything appeared to go, but when I pulled it back, obviously this is the bugbear with the latest tests I'm doing. Cleaners are often failing when it comes to picking up the large particles, which in this instance are rolled oats. But, as you can see, there's some under the nozzle there. This machine, because it was on full power, which I never use it at, this floor isn't stuck down, it's a vinyl floor and it's not stuck down everywhere. So it's actually sucking the floor up to the nozzle and it's creating a seal so the dirt isn't getting through. So I'm going to try again, but I'm doing on minimum power this time because I think that will probably be all that is required for this job. So we'll start again on the lowest setting, which Miele suggests is for doing delicates and curtains. Still leaving a few of the particles, so I will turn it up slightly. So there you have it. It picked everything up. The rolled oats were still a bit of a problem, but I mean it did get them. I had to lift the head slightly off the floor, but this is an extreme example. For day-to-day use, it's very good on hard floors. In fact, it was far too powerful. The best setting I found wasn't minimum, it was slightly above minimum, which is the upholstery setting was more than powerful enough for this floor. If your floors are like stone tile or ceramic tile, you could have the machine on full and it's not going to pull obviously the floor up towards the nozzle like it will on this linoleum or lino that's not stuck down properly. Anyway, that's hard floor cleaning. We'll go over now into the living room and see what mess we can create for the Miele to cope with. Well, here we are now in the living room, and you can see that pesky man, that pesky three-legged man with a size 13 boots, has been in and trampled all over my lovely dirty carpet. But I said to him, look, Henrik, come in with your big size 13 Dr. Martin boots, trample all over me, all over the carpet, and then I can show the viewers on YouTube if the Miele S8 Power Plus will be able to cope with your heavy plates of meat and all this dirt. He said, that is fine, I will do as you oblige, my sir, master, whatever. No, I call him master, don't I? No. Well, I hope he doesn't watch this. If you're watching this, don't hit me anymore. Right, anyway, back to the show, if you can call it a show. Back to the demonstration, that's more like it. So here we have the dirt, standard fare, you know, for my demos, dog hair, rice, sugar. In fact, there's some, now this is a no-no for vacuum cleaners, but I'll allow it with a cylinder model. It's not so harmful, especially if it's got a decent bag in it. But I have got some carpet freshener powder in the form of some Nutridol, which is making those footprints. They were, you know, so that's the only exception I would use carpet freshener powder, just to give you a bit of a visual interest. So I'm not sure how this is going to cope because it's suction only, and uprights tend to do better on carpets than standard cylinder cleaners, but we'll give it a go. It's very powerful. We'll pass the nozzle through this mess backward and forth, and then we'll see what results we get. I'm doing it on the carpet setting, which is the one down from the full power, so it might be hard to push the nozzle because I normally don't use it on full power, but for this purpose I will. So here we go. Switch on and let's get cleaning. Now, as you can see, it's not a complete clean sweep, and I wasn't expecting it because of all the dog hair that's down there. It hasn't coped too well. Really, even a very powerful cylinder vacuum isn't all that good on dog hair. You really need a rotating brush action. So if you have pets, I would suggest you go for the cat and dog version, which has the full-sized and the mini turbo brush as standard. That will ensure that the dog hair is removed. I will be testing a Miele with a turbo head and also with an electro head as well to show you the difference. If you don't have any pets, and especially if you mainly have hard floors and a few rugs, then a standard straight suction Miele will be really all you need. Even if you're all carpeted and you don't have pets, this will do a good job. But anyway, I've only done one pass back and forth. I'm sure with a bit more elbow grease we should be able to pick up more of this dirt. So let's get on with it. So there you have it. It took more effort to clean than, say, with an upright vacuum cleaner, which is what I'd expected, but it has cleaned everything. A cylinder cleaner with a straight suction nozzle like that, whichever model you go for, is going to be harder to use than an upright cleaner with a revolving brush on the whole. If you were to get the cat and dog version or buy the optional full-sized turbo brush, you'll find it's much easier to push. It will also pick up the dirt much quicker because of the action of the rotating brush. The one downfall of having a turbo brush is it does increase the noise level. This machine, I don't know if you can tell really from the video, is quiet. Certainly quieter than a lot of machines. It's a pleasant noise. The turbo brush does add a high-pitched, shrill sound when you're using it, which is why I tend to prefer a motorized head, which you can buy certainly in Germany and in America. You can buy this machine with an option of different types of motorized head. They tend to be quieter and they're the most efficient. Trouble with air-powered nozzles, if the suction does reduce on the cleaner, and like I say, on a Miele it's unlikely because that bag was pretty full. I'll show you the bag in a minute. It still managed to pick up all that dirt even with a nearly full bag. But the suction, if it reduces, it will reduce the efficiency of the turbo nozzle because the turbo nozzle actually works on the suction of the machine. It drives a fan that drives the brush. But with a motorized head, obviously you don't have that problem because it has its own separate motor. But still, even though it was more effort and you might work up a bit more of a sweat cleaning, it still does a fantastic job. So I'll just show you the bag, because this is the bag that was in the machine at the start of the video. and it was pretty full then. It's even fuller. That's probably now at the stage I would think, yes, I need to put a new bag in now. And I think I will, because that is pretty full. But even the fact that the bag is pretty full, I can shake it, I can drop it. There's no visible dust coming out of that bag. You can see a bit of dust here. But isn't that a lot more clean? I mean, I could, but I wouldn't. But I could use that as a pillow, this side. And I wouldn't be too perturbed about resting my head on that. I won't do it for this, but it's clean. So if you have allergies, if you value a clean home, bags do cost money, yes. You're not getting the so-called bagless cleaners that don't cost anything to run. They say lifetime filters and you don't need bags. But if you have a bagless cleaner for long enough, you might find you have to replace the filter after a while because they do wash, but the efficiency will reduce after several washings. With a bagged cleaner, especially a Miele with the high clean bag, yes, you have to buy bags, but apart from the odd filter change, like this does come with the bags, once a year for the filter, for the main filter if you use the HEPA filter, and the bags, and you're getting a much cleaner method of disposing. There's no clouds of dust. I can just dispose of that, and I'm not worried that I'm breathing in any of the nasties that the Miele has picked up. So for me, I have bagged and bagless cleaners, but if I had to choose, I would really go the bagged route. Bags did lose suction. The old-fashioned bags, when Dyson was developing his first bagless cleaner, the old bags in cleaners tend to be made of paper, and often just one layer of paper, and they would clog, especially with fine dust and powder and the likes of flour. The pores in the bags clogged and the suction reduced. Bags have come on a long way since those days, and the majority of manufacturers now do offer a fleecy type material. Miele are among the best, I'd say the best in bag technology. The high clean bag is superb. They've slowly progressed with the bags. They started off with paper bags, and now this is the latest incarnation, the high clean bag, and it is fantastic. It's available on all their vacuum cleaners, their S7 uprights, the S6s, and I believe, yes, all of them really will take the high clean bag. So always go for the genuine bags. They cost a bit more, but they are worth it because you can use them to full capacity. My sister-in-law, well, she's not quite my sister-in-law, but she's as good as. She has a Miele, and before the model she now has an S8 cat and dog. She had an S5 cat and dog, and she used to use cheap paper bags in it. And of course, often they would burst because of the power of the machine and make a right mess inside the machine. And her cleaner didn't last as long as it should. I have told her, yes, it's a bit more to use the regular Miele bags, but you will not get a Miele bag bursting. I've not had one burst so far, fingers crossed. Anyway, that's my review on the Miele S8310 Power Plus. I would recommend this machine. It's the bottom of the line, but it still has most of the features you'd need. If you're concerned about pet hair, get the cat and dog version. There are other versions available as well. If you want particularly one that uses less energy, they do an eco line version. They do a solution version as well, which has various different floor heads as well, and I believe it has a full-size turbo brush. But for your regular home without pets, this one is more than adequate. For pets, go for the cat and dog version. It costs a bit more, but it's still cheaper than buying this machine and then deciding you want to buy the turbo brushes. It's always best to buy the machine that's got them with it, because it will end up costing you more if you decide at a later date. So go for the best you can afford, but if you can't afford the top models, this really should fit the bill for most homes. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned to my channel for more reviews, and subscribe if you want to be notified of all my uploads. See you soon.